two pictures.
Okay.
Okay. And then I will ask you some questions. Then I will introduce the meaning of education, because education is very important for the society, not only for the society but also for individuals from the three parts. And for my presentation, I will focus on the education of China and the UK. I will introduce the UK education briefly from four parts, such as UK university have the high reputation and is the best education in the world. And then I will introduce the education in China. I will compare the two countries, the education of two countries from four parts. Firstly is the education system and educational philosophy, teaching methods. And the last one is evolutionary system. Because China has a long history in education, this picture is Confucius. Modern education system is different in China is different from UK because of the cultural difference and the different concept and education system. For the compulsory education is the different years from compared with UK. I will show the two pictures about the system, about the education system of the two countries. For the second part, I will show the educational philosophy of China. Because for China, the students should study hard and then will get the high mark and then got a good job. The students want to study hard in order to earn more money and got the high quality life. But it is different from the UK. For UK education, they would like to find the good life, the individual's independent innovation. And it's very different. It's very different from the teaching method. I will show that from three parts, and show them and some pictures.
Oh, that's what I'm in high school.
It is prepared for the college entrance exams, so lots of books on the desk of the students.
That is very common in China.
Yes.
A lot.
And it's class for the UK classroom, and they are encouraged to ask all of the questions. It's a school for the centers. I will compare the national college entrance examination and the UK A-level test from three parts. For the conclusion, China can learn something from UK education, and I will show the pictures about the school in China and UK. Yeah, because in the countryside of China, some countryside is very poor. They would like to some students want to study in the university and the schools, but they don't have the opportunity. So next, UK should learn something from.
Don't tell us all your secrets. Lovely. Very nice. Thank you very much indeed. Any comments from people? I think another one needs to take a deep breath and just go a little bit more slowly. And that's, you do engage with your audience, which is good. Okay, and you managed to cope with all that going on at the same time, which wasn't good. Okay, thanks very much indeed. And that takes us to Pei. Now he's the media authority.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, my topic is comparing dining etiquettes in China and UK. Why I'm interested in presenting on this topic is because it is related with my job. Back in my college, I working in the International Student Center. So it's my job in the very beginning of the semester and end of semester to organize a big banquet in honor of the students. But it's always very difficult for me to try to arrange the seating arrangement and try select the foods for all this that will satisfy all the students. Because if you put a Muslim and with non-Muslim together, that will be an uncomfortable event for both of the students. So, so while I study in UK, I also very interested about the certain dining etiquettes of UK that will show some difference with that of China. So the contents are the following. First, I will make a short brief introduction. Then I will talk about the difference in seating arrangement. Next is difference in handling utensils, taboos and tips. Then, in the end of the meal, we also have to pay some necessary etiquettes. Then in the last part, I will make some conclusion. So for the introduction, it was said that Americans, their aim is eat to live, because they have so many fast food. So they just try to reduce the time spending on the eating. But for the French people, it's the opposite side. They are live to eat, because there are so many French food that was world famous for them. So the manner is both very important in China and UK. For example, in China, we have sayings like, one will never be blamed for following too much etiquette. 人多理不怪 in Chinese. And in UK, we have saying that manner makes man. So I will show you a short video that will show how important when certain etiquettes are followed during the meal.
That's American, isn't it?
Yes. I'm sure when you dine with people like this, it will be very unpleasant experience. So, although we assume that we know quite a lot about the eating etiquettes, but I will carry out a small quick piece, that will show that actually we know very little about certain edifices. Then next I will talk about the seating arrangement. For in China, this is the typical seating arrangement. So the underneath one in the middle is the seats of honor that is usually reserved for the most distinguished guests in the meal, which is usually facing the entrance. Why it is said should be seated here, I will explain in my actual presentation. In ancient China, this is a table commonly used for dining. It's called 8 Immortals table. So in this circumstances, the most fictitious guests should be arranged in the right side of the side facing the entrance or facing the east. This is the typical seating arrangement in case of UK. So the hostess will be seated in the most honored seat that is facing the entrance. Then I will talk about the using utensils in China. I will show a short video about how to using chopsticks, because for foreigners it's very difficult to learn to using chopsticks.
Will it work okay? That will work.
Okay, let me check.
Yes, that's fine.
This is
You have to come again to see what it is.
the most common utensils used in formal dining in UK. So, but in case of there are many utensils for you to handle, so you just need to remember a principle that called B&W principle. B is the plate for bread. Meal is the plate for your main meal. W is the glass for water. So you just remember B&W principle, then you know which glass is yours. So in China, there are certain things you cannot do when you are dining with Chinese people. The first one is do not rest chopsticks vertically in rice. The second one is never turn over the fish. The third one is make sure the spot of the teapot is not facing anyone. Don't take on your bowl with your chopsticks. And never use the last piece from the serving tray. I will explain during the actual explanation why. But certain things, if you follow, that will show your respect for people and will earn your own respect from others. So that is the 4 tips. Well, in the UK, we have also some things you better not to do. Don't lick it or put your knife in your mouth. And also some things you do that will add your points. Then when we are almost finishing our meal, certain things you should do. We should not do certain things. So I will ask you which one, when you're finishing a Chinese meal, which one is the correct way to rest the chopstick. In UK, how to distinguish that you are completely finished your meal or you will come back or resume the meal. So which one is the, because we have silent code to show the waiter that we still need to continue the meal or we completely finished. So I'll make 2 points conclusion based on the above analysis. And this is the reference I used. So with this, I come to the end of my presentation.
Thanks very much, Nico. Any observations?
I think the same question with Peng. Your background is yellow. Some of them cannot recognize the word easily.
Cannot recognize the word? Oh, I will check.
We
I
try
thought it was less difficult than with, he's gone, no? He's gone. But it was less difficult. That's all right. Any other comments? Very interesting. My mother used to say that if you left the knife and fork crossed, you would have bad luck. Especially if you did it on Friday the 13th. Thanks, Ray. Who have we got? Who's left? We are now on number 12. Agnieszka. I think no. I'll say something at the end about that. I think slides to make them easier to see. I think we can manage that. But I don't think we can change the actual content of slides. Would you be around?
There is one presentation on Friday, and I will submit more or less the content of the presentation and see what are great some slides.
Let's go through this first, and then we'll see what we're talking about.
Okay, so I will have maybe less exciting but more practical, or maybe not. It depends on you if you want to do business in China. Topic it's about special economic zones in Poland and China, but I'm not going to talk about all of the economic zones because the topic is just too vast, and I will concentrate on two economic zones, which are the biggest one, the most successful one, let's say. It's Shenzhen and Katowice Special Economic Zone. So I will first, in case someone doesn't know what special economic zones are, I will briefly introduce you the definitions as well as some data about where they are usually set up and how many there are worldwide, and the main goals of special economic zones. And then I will move to special economic zones in China, just briefly mention where they are located, why they are located there, so how the idea of establishing special economic zones was introduced in China, and what were the goals for establishing these zones in China. Then I will move to Shenzhen, say something about how big it is, where it is, what function it's had in the past and has now, and yes, mention something about incentives, the Shenzhen Special Economic Zone, and present some data about Shenzhen City today because, as I will say later, economic zones in China are completely different from economic zones, special economic zones in Poland. So here Shenzhen Special Economic Zone is, the zone is located in the whole town, so it's not only just parts of the city. So the whole city is benefiting from having the special economic zone there, and not only the city but also the whole region. So here are some information about how the city has been benefiting from the establishment of the zone. And there are of course many issues connected to the special economic zone in Shenzhen especially, and I will talk about them. And then I will move to special economic zones in Poland. You can see the location of the zones. You can see they are very widespread, covering the whole country more or less, whereas in China it's completely different, it's just coastal areas. Then again, short introduction of the zones in Poland, and I'll move to the Katowice Special Economic Zone, give you some data about it, tell you about incentives, issues, and then in the end it will I will present a little comparison where you can see I think most clearly the differences between the zones, like the area, location, how it started, but it will all be more clear after my presentation, I hope. I'm not sure. And then lots of references. Yes? Ah, okay, didn't.
Go down to the map. Is that the most difficult one to see next one? Is that
I think,
Much better.
yeah, I think it's because I don't, I only concentrate on this part. So, this part, yeah. So I will just use the mouse. Well, it's not important to see exactly the names because it's irrelevant. It's just that we concentrate on this one. Whereas in China we will concentrate on Shenzhen, which is gonna be here in China. So I think is it clear?
It's fine.
It's
That's fine. Yeah, I think perhaps, I mean, any thoughts from you about how she did it?
In
Anything
those
you'd
3
say?
minutes.
I think it's important to look up. No, not just to look at the screen.
Yeah, I know.
Look up, engage with the audience. Some of them.
Of course.
And maybe just introduce yourself a bit, why you chose this subject. I mean, there's an obvious reason why you would want to do it.
Yeah.
Just to kind of personalise it a bit.
But it's, yeah, of course. But
Is Katowice your hometown?
no.
No.
But my hometown also is Katowice, and there is also a special economic zone near my hometown, but it's crappy, so I didn't choose this one. So, yes, it's this, I don't know, colors, is it boring or not the topic, the presentation.
What did you want to change?
I don't know, maybe put some more colors or maybe put some pictures because I've noticed that everyone has pictures and colors. Maybe I should put some yellow,
You want some
green,
yellow?
so that I catch your
There'll be
attention.
no objection to colour. I think that the important thing is that you've got quite a lot of information here. Think about how you deliver that in the time that you've got. But if you want to put a bit more colour in, I don't think there'd be an objection to that.
There are too many words in the slide.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, okay.
But what you can do is pick out the big ones. I mean, you can assume that people can read.
Okay.
So if you think there are perhaps too many things to get through, then just select the ones you think are the most important. Yeah? And maybe
I've
just-
already made such a selection. Yeah, I know. But, okay.
It's part of the looking up thing, really. It's about making sure that the information you want to get across gets across.
Maybe some pictures of the both Shenzhen and the Polish one.
Yeah.
I don't know, just
You don't have to put which way. Not necessary.
So would it be better if because this is the most easily puts basic information about the song.
Yeah,
So I don't
yeah,
know
that's
how
all right.
else
No,
I
no,
can.
that's fine.
I think about it though.
Yeah, just do a practice. Have a practice. Get a few friends, while they're still friends, and do a practice.
No, we
Yeah.
lose them from the presentation. I think I can manage it, and nobody else.
No videos or any other issues.
Sometimes you could sort of basic information, put it just in a table or so, rather than sentences, just table organization.
But this would mean changing the slides. That's my question.
But I think, I mean, my view on these is that provided you don't change the content, then if you want to do some plastic alteration in terms of colours or visibility, or even presentation of information, then I think you can do that. but make sure that Raymond gets it.
And the easy thing to do is to split information on one side into two slides.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, and I haven't analysed yours, often one puts things on a slide to fill the slide, whereas logically, the information can be put on separate slides, it's not cross-referring. And that's just a matter of presentation, it doesn't change content.
Don't worry about it, guys. Go anyway.
No, I'm not very. As you've noticed, I love presenting for 50 minutes, just talking and talking.
Would you like a laser pointer?
Yes.
Yeah, if we can have that.
Yeah, but we'll try and lay on a laser pointer. So it will stop you. There's a tendency always to turn around.
Yes, and we can stand in different positions.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Don't move around too much, it's fine.
But I have to do some kind of, I have to move.
We can't let you move around too much because of the video.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So you are a bit trapped. I would hate to have to just stand there like that.
You move about a bit, but not, it's moving out in the field of view.
Okay, this is Chinese way of doing latches.
That's right. Very, very cool. Yung-Ting.
Hi everyone, today I will do a presentation on tobacco control in the UK and China. Because smoking is becoming a very serious problem in all of the world, and its harm to the health is almost known to all. Some countries doesn't take any measures, some may take some, but that's not obvious effect. So I'm comparing UK and China. First, let's have a look at the smoking prevalence. In UK, it's about 21%, and in China, it's about 63% of adult males. And it's the figure of prevalence of cigarette smoking in Great Britain. We can see that it's the number is reducing every year, and this is the annual cigarette consumption of China. We can see that the consumption keeps similar during years. The tobacco control approach, there are mainly 4 tobacco control approaches in every country. It includes tax and price, smoking cessation aids, smoking restrictions, advertising bans, and public awareness. This is a figure of the price of cigarettes in real terms and tax as a proportion of price in UK.